Looks like we're a little bit hot on the mic. So let me pull this down a little bit. So let me know in the chat if everything's coming across all right. Should be able to hear game sounds as well as the me, I suppose. Let me just rearrange my screen here so we can get this rocking. And what we're going to be doing today, yeah. Thanks, Kyle. Yeah, stuff is always moving. I don't know where things move. It's been probably 6 months since I've streamed anything on YouTube, and like I could never find any of the buttons because every single time I do it, stuff moves. So let me know that you guys can hear everything right. And today what I plan to do is I want to do a start for the Sisters of Twilight. And this is because many of you have requested this. And normally the way that I do the recordings for those initial starts, the strong start vids, is to put it on legendary and then bump the battle difficulty down to easy so I can use the auto resolver, and that really cuts down my filming time. Well, that's well and good, but there are some instances where that just simply does not produce a one-to-one result. And the Sisters of Twilight is such a guide. And the other thing about that is the Sisters of Twilight guide is a relatively intensive start as far as my perspective is concerned. There's some finagling that one has to do to get a pretty good start. So even though we missed the goal for live streaming, which was 5,000 subscribers by the first week in June, I figured, you know what the heck, we'll just go ahead and live stream this one because this one's going to require a whole bunch of battles anyway, and we might as well just showcase the whole thing. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to campaign, new, and we're going to go Immortal Empires, of course, and then we're going to go to the Wood Elves, Sisters of Twilight, and then just so you guys can see everything here, right? Just going to leave it all stock, start campaign. Now, this is one of my favorite campaigns, and I tell you what, it got a lot better with the 3.0 patch. I have not played it since 3.1 has come out. So, yeah, hopefully everything is the same. But I think that a lot of people that I've seen as far as leaving comments on the start for this is that there's just so many different directions that you can run in that it gets a little bit confusing. And I 100% understand that, and we're going to do our best to impact that thought process for you. Now, the most important thing that you can do with this campaign is understand that you are never going to have secure territory around your trees, basically. So for anybody who hasn't played any Wood Elves, I'll just run it out for you real quick. If you look here, you have these trees, and you start with the Witchwood, and oh my gosh, so many pop-ups. And then you start with one in Athelloren. Where is the... Did I pass it up? Why can't I find it? Oh, there it is. Yeah. The Oak of Ages. So the whole strategy for the Wood Elves is to bump up the Oak of Ages. So that's the first thing that we're going to do. We're going to upgrade the Oak of Ages just so we don't forget it. So we've now started our timer for all of the things that we want to do to advance our campaign. So in 8 turns, a lot of things are going to precipitate. And that is the basis of this whole campaign. Now we're going to go back over to our legendary lord here. Oh my goodness. I've moved my keyboard around and everything to make it more user-friendly for live streaming, and I've redone my entire office for the purposes of doing this. So I hope you guys like this. I haven't got my backdrop up yet, and all the cool stuff that is normally on my wall is in front of or behind my computer screen. So we have no backdrop right now. I literally threw this together like yesterday to make it viable. And then the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to also build this one right here. And this generates income, 300, pottery, timber, etc., right? It is imperative as the wood elves that you build the economic buildings. Absolutely imperative. But because you're weighted on the kindred points that are generated by growth, we have a little bit of time, so we don't have to delete this one yet. But what we have here is, I'm not a big fan of beast magic, and we didn't get a very good trait, so if this one dies, then whatever. But that's kind of highly unlikely in the early campaign here. And then we're going to go ahead and take the Sisters of Twilight and go ahead and attack this first army. And this first battle you should find pretty easy as far as all things are concerned. And let's see, do we have a latency problem? No, it looks like we're doing good. Okay. I understand the I'm glad that you stopped by, Jeremy. Come back if you can, but I understand that not everybody can hang out. I can't hang out and watch. A lot of times I'll just play live streams in the background when the streamers that I like to watch are streaming. So we're gonna go ahead and hop into this battle. This one is gonna be pretty easy. You could auto-resolve this battle, but you're never gonna get as good a result as manually resolving it, even if you do the sort of thing. Hang on, my phone, not yours. I need to hang on. All right. So this map used to be different in the previous patch. It used to be kind of a snowy place that had kind of like a raised area over here. It was really, really easy. But what we're going to do is this right here. We put our Hawk Riders right there. The sisters are going to... And then our melee infantry, we're just going to put them over here. Now, there is sort of a... there's a point of contention on whether or not you put your people in the woods or not. I think that the melee infantry, you put them right in the woods, right? That'd give them a little bit of a buff. The archers, oftentimes I don't see a whole lot of value from putting the archers in the woods. All right, so multi-shot, and then we're just going to go ahead and fly it out. And we want to make sure that our archers don't get mixed in with that cav. So we're going to go ahead and smack that cav with one of those volleys of Kurnos. And hopefully that should be enough to turn it. Yeah. Now the Hawk Riders are pretty utilitarian in the Sisters of Twilight. I don't find them very useful in a lot of the other Wood Elves, but this allows you to put an archery unit always on the rear of your enemy. So you can literally follow around whatever it is and smack them from the rear consistently. And we're just going to let the sisters kind of do their thing. And we're going to see if we can take... I don't know if we'll get away with no casualties, but we're going to do our best to take as few as possible. All right, that's routed. And we're going to move our Hawk Riders back in, and we have one volley of Kurnos remaining. So we'll go ahead and we'll probably use it. They're kind of oblique to this unit here. We'll go ahead and smack that one right there. And then we'll have these guys target that right there. And there you go. And of course, you know, the sisters, they get super overpowered pretty quick. Well, actually, they're overpowered from the beginning, but I think that's probably one of the reasons that they're so popular. I keep them on the eagle. I usually don't put them on the dragon. I prefer to be able to summon the dragon. If you're not familiar with that, sorry if I just gave you a spoiler. And if we can get that to break, then I can send some melee infantry after it. Get our eagle out of there. Yeah, there we go. Put everybody on pursuit. You can see we're basically just hammering them. Don't want to take too much damage on the eagle. How old am I? Somebody asks. I am 36. Too old. Yeah, let me put it this way. I haven't figured out what no cap means yet. So if somebody could describe that, please. I know what a glow up is, but I haven't figured out what no cap means yet. So if y'all youngsters can tell me what that means, that'd be great. And so one of the things, that I find hard to find time to stream is I was actually filming just before this. And I'm a business owner. I've been a YouTuber for over a decade now on a different channel. And I've built a business around that channel, and it has afforded me a great deal of flexibility, sorta. Sorta. So the weather has kind of turned here a little bit unexpectedly, and I wasn't going to be able that, oh, not lying. It means not lying. Okay. Cool. Okay. I guess you could say that instead of just saying I'm not lying. But okay, whatever. Shorthand. Got it. The weather changed unexpectedly. It wasn't supposed to rain this evening, and I have a hard, fast rule, and that is that I have lost so many cameras to rain and other forms of precipitation that if it starts raining, I'm done. We're not doing it that day, because my current setup, each one of them, I think I have 4 different cameras that I use. One of them is about ready to get retired, and it's kind of, you can probably pick it up for a couple $100, but at the time it was about $2,000 when I bought it. My main camera comes in right around 7-ish, and I'm at the point where I'm just like, you know what? I cannot wreck this camera for anything that I haven't got my money's worth out of it yet. Okay. So I can't wreck this camera yet. Okay. So we're going to take the treasury. And we took a little bit of damage on the eagle and the sisters. That's okay. We'll recover that. Go ahead and take the treasury. And we have our first point of for the Forge of Daith. Daith's Favor is what it's called. And there's a couple different thoughts on what you should take for your Daith Favor. But I prefer to go with the Dreaming Boots. And this gives you campaign movement range, growth for the local province, and evasion speed. Okay, we're going to put that on, and we'll go ahead and also get some campaign movement range for the sisters there. And we need to add that unit, or not unit, that piece of equipment to them. So now that should be active. I believe the way that it works, and you can tell me if I'm wrong on this, but I have not seen any indication that popping the item on gives you the campaign movement range that turn. I think it applies to the next turn as far as the campaign movement range aspect of it is concerned. That may be a bug. I'm not sure. But as far as I can tell, the items that you add to your characters do not seem to have an impact on the campaign movement range. A lot of the other traits do work same turn. But anyway, All right. And then we're going to go ahead and attack this here. And it says a Pyrrhic victory. I don't think that that's how that's going to go. For future reference, I do have a poll on the communities tab. So if you guys want to vote on the first official live stream, this is not an official live stream. This is a guide. We're just doing it live. Then you can do that. Although I think the Wood Elves were in that, so we'll have to select a different Wood Elf if that's what indeed wins. I'm going to have to think about how I want to set the metrics, because like I was saying earlier before we were interrupted, was that actually this is the map that normally shows up on the first battle, or was the map that showed up for the first battle before the new update was instituted. So how you kind of play this map, particularly if you've got melee infantry, is you kind of just move them to the back here. We'll go and put our sorcerer there with them. God, it would be a Pyrrhic victory if it was me playing. Nah, I think you can do this. I think there's just I've spent a lot of time in the Warhammer, Total War Warhammer, and it is my game. It is solidly my game. I used to really like StarCraft, and I still do like it, but I just find myself with absolutely no time to play StarCraft because Total War Warhammer exists. So what we're going to do here is, I don't remember with the army composition. I think this was just it. So we only have one unit that we absolutely have to kind of lay out. So we'll go ahead and send these guys up here. We'll go ahead and smack those archers with a volley of Kurnos right away. And then we'll fly in the rest of them here, and we'll have them... yeah, see, we did some good damage there. And we'll just leave these ones out of it. But what I was saying before we were interrupted is I find it difficult to commit time to live streaming because I am so short on time as it is. And what it came down to today is we had the weather change, and because of that, I can't be out there filming. So I would like to have time regularly, but right now I do have to balance business and other family requirements. Like today, it just so happened that I was out mowing, and my old man rolls up on me and he's like, "Hey man, when you're done, can you go over and hit my yard too?" I live down the street from my parents, which is fantastic. It's great to have an adult relationship with your parents. And because of that, I spent an extra hour and a half mowing that I wasn't expecting to do, so it pushed me farther. I wasn't able to get out there, and generally speaking, there's just a lot to do around here because it's not just me sitting in an apartment, right? I live adjacent to the family farm, and because of that, a lot of times it gets sucked into doing various things. My favorite is I'll get a random phone call from my dad, and it'll be like, "Hey, where you at?" I'm like, "Well, I was going to the gym. What's up?" And he'll just cut me off and be like, "Hey, I'm stuck. I need you to go get the bulldozer and pull me out. Here's where I am." It'll be some obscure place that's like, why were you there? Why were you even doing that? You know? And usually these days, when he gets stuck, he's really stuck. So, but today he had some stuff that he had to do with the backhoe, and he had help to do it. So because of that, I got stuck, mowing. When it usually takes about an hour to do my yard, and it takes about 2 hours to do his, and that's moving. I mean, that's really moving. But he was able to get there and relieve me, and because the weather was moving in, we freed up some time because I'm not going out there and filming in this. So we've run off those archers. We just need to make sure that they absolutely commit to being gone, and then we can again move these Hawk Riders in behind, and we do have a volley of Kurnos left. Yep. We can move those Hawk Riders in behind, and so as long as they're not shooting at this one, so that one and that one, they're hitting the non-defensive sides. of those units. So these Deepwood Scouts, particularly in the early game, are really, really good units. Now, for the sake of time, I'm not going to run all these units down, but you absolutely should, because it's going to impact your post-battle loot. And almost all of the Wood Elf Archer units are really good at running down, units. So we'll allow them to get a few more volleys in here to just make sure that we get enough post-battle loot to be able to do everything that we need to do in the first turn, because there is a whole bunch of stuff that we're going to be doing each turn, and this is going to set us up to have a really strong campaign. So that's probably good on the rundown. And this is not the only way to do the Sisters of Twilight, but it is my way to do the Sisters of Twilight. And the first several turns are pretty much set in stone. They're going to be pretty much identical no matter what. Around turn 8 or so is where things are going to start to diverge. You're going to have to kind of play the RNG game, so to speak. But there's a little bit of that in the beginning, but it's not too bad. And that should be enough post-battle loot. And then we're going to occupy the Hearthland, and then we're going to build the growth building, okay? And we're going to need that to get the Witchwood up, to continue to get those kindred points. We want to get those as quickly as possible. Now, here's where the trick start comes in. Kyle says, I thought the settlement battles didn't matter for loot. I heard that on another channel. It was for only open battles. I still see it matters less for the closed battles, or excuse me, that was the wrong term. The settlement battles, it matters for the settlement battles, but not nearly as much for the open battles. Because if you remember, you get the occupation, sack, occupy, raise, right? That number that you get immediately following the battle, when it's popping the stuff up on screen, it impacts that number. But when you're running your field battles, you have the option of getting another denomination, right? So that running those units down impacts both of those numbers. It's just, do you have the option of getting the second or not? So it doesn't really matter too much for the closed battle, as you said. But you definitely want to make sure that if you're in a field battle, that you're running down as much as you can if you're short on loot. So you are sort of right, at least as far as I can tell from looking at the way the game reacts. Because like if you were to auto resolve that battle, you would have likely gotten more loot than what I did, because well, I don't know if that's actually true. Okay, so anyway, points. We're going to be getting the obscuring canopy, but in the short term, we want more post-battle loot. And then for this one, we're going to go ahead and we're going to go down the magic line, even though it's beast magic. Okay, so this is where sort of the trick comes in. We're going to raise another lord, and what we want to find is disciplined and cunning. So we have a disciplined life wizard, which is that's a pretty good one. But we also have a cunning beast wizard, and I don't really like the beast magic. Let's see if we've got anybody else. Okay, so we don't really have, although ambush success chance, own army, that's pretty good, but we can't afford this at this point in time. Strategist. Okay, so we're going to go with the life wizard here. We're going to get the disciplined. And then this lord is going to go for movement range and those skills. They're then going to recruit only 2 Eternal Guard. This will make sense next turn. And for our, there's only one choice for our technology. And then we're going to give this one Isha. And we're going to probably be keeping this lord. Next turn, we'll be raising this one because we're going to need the extra ambush success chance. All right. So that is the end of turn 1. Of course, those of you who are familiar with the other channel, my main channel, then you are welcome to ask questions from that as well. If you have specific questions you want answered live on stream, of course, always welcome to ask whatever questions. And if you have questions specifically about Warhammer 3, they don't have to be about the Sisters of Twilight. And you can see now why it is that we're doing what it is that we're doing with this lord here. Okay, so now we're going to put this lord into ambush stance right on the edge of our territory. And then we're going to raise this next, I think it was a beast. Yeah, beast magic. And they are going to get the, where is it? There you go. And then this lord is going to stack up right there, and they're going to recruit Glade Guard. But to be able to recruit the second Glade Guard, we need to go do some diplomacy. We're going to avoid diplomacy with this one. We're going to get any diplomacy with these ones, and we're going to literally go in and maximize the amount that we can get. So we're going to try for 105. Try for 110. Like, this actually matters on whether you're going to be able to do it or not. Okay. Go ahead and get some diplomacy with these guys. Again, probably 230. Whoa, too much. Okay, we're going to go 205. This may seem micromanaging, but it's actually important. All right. 210 it is.
I will do my duty. What? Lord of the Glade, what could you possibly want?
Jeez.
I will do my duty.
Anad, protector of the oak, in my halls, the words of the faith I will.
And then we have one more that just dropped off, which was Clark Haran. We're going to get them later. You can also leave Carcassonne alone for now if you're not strapped for the money. If you don't need the extra couple, I don't know. If you don't need if you don't need that extra 1 gold, then you can leave Carcassonne alone for now and get them once that builds up a little bit. But we need that money. Maybe not this turn, but the following turn. We're going to be short on money for some time. So, second Glade Guard. Okay. Now we're going to move the sisters in our territory, but ambush towards that settlement. So we want to stay in our territory. There you go. And we should be able to reach that next turn. we can go ahead and delete this. In 2 turns, we're not going to use it anymore, and in 2 turns, we will be able to build something there. And we did our diplomacy, so we should be able to move on to the next turn, I think. Let's just check this one more time. Yeah, we don't need any of those. We're actually going to be going to war with Paravan, so absolutely do not do any diplomacy with them. And you may... I have never been able to successfully get it after the newest patch. You can't really find a way to get battles against these guys in time. So this will actually make sense in a turn or two. So moving on to the next turn. And the idea is, again, we started our clock, and when the Oak of Ages reaches the next level, we're going to get some quests. And those quests are going to allow us to confederate some of the lords in Athelloren. So you can see we just had them come in on us. We can go ahead and just auto-resolve this battle. And that makes sure that even we'll accept whatever damage happened to our troops, because that makes sure that that lord can't go back and replenish. And if we took enough damage, depending on how their recruitment happened, we might even get that second lord to attack us. So we're going to go ahead and take the money, probably. Yep, taking the money. And they're going to run back. Now, that means that there should be nobody here at this settlement defending it, and we should be able to reach it with the Sisters of Twilight. And it says Pyrrhic victory. I don't think that that's how that's going to go. Is this the... This isn't the... Yeah, this is a field battle. These ones, we're going to go ahead and move this lord to right here. We're going to move this one right behind them, transfer the units, recruit 2 more Glade Guard, and then we'll go ahead and fight this battle. Sound off in the chat. What is your favorite faction to play? I'm interested to hear, because it's always nice to see how the community is feeling about things. I really, really liked the Chaos Dwarf DLC. I did think it was a little bit expensive, but I can sort of understand why. I think that was a fantastic job by CA, and it just introduced a whole bunch of things to the game that are just well executed, is what I'll say. However, they're still not my favorite to play. We can go ahead and set up our defensive line. You can do this a couple different ways. Since they don't have a whole lot of force, like if we were going up against a lord that was in there and they had like twice as many troops, then we'd probably set up over here. But because that is not the case, is the game audio coming through? Can you guys hear the game audio? Or is it just me? Can you guys hear the desktop audio? Can you guys hear the game audio? Hang on. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, there it is. So, again, we're going to start with our Deepwood Scouts within a firing range, and we'll do the same thing with these guys. We probably won't use the Eagle. We don't really need that person for this, and we'll put them on multi-shot. Warriors of Chaos. Warriors of Chaos are good. I particularly don't care for Cathay. I've seen some people say that. I like Bretonia, and somebody says the Empire. I have a confession to make. I have never actually played the Empire. So wait a minute. Can you guys... Game audio is pretty low. Super low. How's that? Tell me if that's good. I've moved it up a little bit. I don't want it to drown out. Here, let's see what this sounds like.
My bow
Is that too loud? It might be too loud. Let's bring it down ever so slightly. Sorry about that. I'm using the same settings that I use for the videos that I do, and I realize that particularly if I'm not talking, that the game audio should probably be higher. So, anyway, where were we? Yeah, these guys need to move here, and again, we're gonna target the... I put her on multi-shot. Yes, it did. We're gonna run her up here. We're gonna go ahead and do a volley of Kurnos on those archers. Move them out of the way. They're pretty tanky, unless you're going up against, like, these are dark elves, so it would be shades. If you're going up against shades, then you might have a problem. These guys are super squishy. Is the audio better now? A bit too loud on the audio. I'm trying my best. Okay, I've picked a point between where it was originally and where it was too loud. And I will mark that. I will mark it with a pen later. Or maybe I'll just scratch it right into the plastic if you guys tell me that that's good. There's a different balance for live streams versus like recorded videos, especially because I have to do this live and I don't get any post-production. So usually I record it and then just cut the audio down by a few points in post-production when I'm doing the actual videos, the recorded videos. And that's just a tool that I don't have the option of doing. So if somebody says audio is good now, you let me know if you guys are listening, if it's good for you guys now as well. What I'm going for is a balance between my voice and the game audio. I don't want it to just be like super loud, and I understand that not everybody is going to be listening on the same audio device, and it may differ for different people. I particularly like I use the AirPod Pros when I'm listening on my mobile device, and they do a pretty good job. I don't like the original AirPods, like these ones, because they just like, my ears are shaped weird, I guess, and they just like fall out. So we can use our Eagle and go ahead and run that one down. We just really want to escort it off the battlefield, and if it's probably going to rally before we get there, and we want it to... Oh, nope, didn't rally before we got there. So we'll just leave that on standby. This battle is basically over. And where is... How are we supposed to get a Pyrrhic victory on this? Ah, somebody says take a picture of the setting. That's a good idea. That's a big brain move. You know, earlier when we were talking about how old I am? Now, this is a field battle, so we should probably do as much damage to these guys as possible to make sure that we get as much post-battle loot as possible. Although I think we're probably going to be okay with what we did for the diplomacy. And did I just hit my guys? It's kind of lame. These guys can also, if you put them in this mode, although we won't have them do it pursuing those ones because they'll get hit. We'll do this, and then we'll send her over there. Where'd my other... Yeah. Even the Glade Guard do a pretty good job of running stuff down. Yes, so back to what I was saying earlier. I've never actually played the Empire, and, you know... That was actually going to be the surprise. That was going to be the reveal if we made our goal. This is a settlement battle. You're right. This is a settlement battle. Thank you. That was going to be my reveal. The never having played the Empire was going to be my reveal if we made our second goal for early June, which was 10,000 subscribers. If we made that, then I was going to play Empire having never played them before, and I was going to play Volkmar. I've just seen some people play the Empire with the Imperial Authority system, and while I understand, having read some of the lore, why it is the way that it is, and it's a pretty good interpretation of the elector count system, I suppose. It's not a fun mechanic, and that's what it really comes down to. Like, is everything that the Chaos Dwarves had thematic? Like, is it lore friendly? No. Is it a heck of a lot of fun? Yeah, it is. Same thing with the Warriors of Chaos. Is everything that they have like thematic or lore friendly? No. Are they a lot of fun to play? Heck yeah, they're a lot of fun to play. And then on this one, we're going to occupy the Hearthland, but this time around, we're going to be building this building that allows us to get Dryads. We're going to want a couple of those, and we're going to want that online for when we take this settlement, because we're actually going to be hanging out here at this location for a minute, and I'll explain why when we get there. These ones should be good. Yeah, we're recruiting. We have the space to build the this, but we can't build it quite yet. Unassigned skill points. And we have a Daith Favor. We're going to get to that here in a second. Now that we've got this, we're going to go ahead and get our ambush success chance. We definitely want that up, and then we're going to go for... we need to be able to do some damage with this this caster. So while I do really want the Wild Heart, we're going to have to go with Flock of Doom, because we need to be able to cast some kind of magic, because the buff spells, I'm not big on buff spells. That is somebody says the Tower of Zar would be proper for electoral stuff. I think I like that. But I also don't like copy paste mechanics. Like, but I would accept it as a fix to make the Empire playable, because, yeah, from what I've seen other people play the Empire, it just looks unfun to me. I spent most of Warhammer 2 playing Skaven and High Elves and things like that. I did like my Dark Elves too, and I do like that they took the mechanics from some of the mechanics from the Chaos Dwarves and gave them to the Dark Elves. I do like that. I thought that was good. Another one that I would like to see is, you know how the Beastmen have the like Herdstone mechanic? It would be interesting if they used that for, it was before the rework for Norska. I said it would be great if they made it so that you had no supply lines for Norska if you were within a region around a port. So you basically take the same Herdstone mechanic where you've got a zone of influence. We know that they can do that, right? But one of the things that held Norska back in Warhammer 2 was the punishing supply lines. You could say that as long as it's near a port, as long as it's within the sphere of influence of a port, then Norska, that army that's within that region, no longer suffers a supply line penalty. I think that would be a really good way to do that. Although I will say that supply lines are much less impactful in Warhammer 3 than they are in Warhammer 2. Anyway, so where were we? I forget where we were. Also, remind me, did I turn on the supers? Did I turn on super chat, super thanks, and all that sort of stuff? Is that in there? I can't remember if I turned that on or not. It should be on by default, right?
I weave the living forest.
let's see here. I forget where I was. I forget what we were doing. We just took this, right?
Itching
Yes,
for
we did. We
fresh
built that.
stuff.
These guys are recruiting. We don't have any tech to do. Oh, yeah. Date's favor. And let's see. There's a couple different ways you can go with the Date's favor. Last time we went with the Dream Boots. You could save it and upgrade this, but I don't think that you really need that quite yet. I think that, let's see. We'll go with the... Yeah, we're going to need this. So we'll go ahead and get the Dragon Pendant.
Master crafted indeed.
Why do you favor my fool sister? The Sisters of Twilight.
Go ahead and equip that. So, Dragon Pendant. Okay. Let's go to the chat for a second. I need to move this a little bit closer so I can read it. It's like way across my screen. I can barely reach it. Let's see here. Let's see. Talk about the Empire. Yeah, that would be, somebody says that you could create like a level between vassal and confederation. And yeah, that would take some playing with, though. That would probably take some, I mean, I'm not a programmer, but yeah. Somebody tell me if the super chat button is actually there. I can't see that. Please. I don't know if I turned it on or not.
Twin defenders
And that would
of the
be
blades.
counterproductive. But anyway, we've assigned that. Building upgrades, we still can't do anything here. And our next build is going to be the grapevines. We're going to need the money to be able to do that. And so we can't really do anything there. And we could globally recruit, but we should probably save our money. We're going to need it next turn. These guys are recruiting. And our hope is that this lord comes up here and tries to attack this. If that happens, then we should be in pretty good shape. If not, and they stay there, or they get detected, then we're going to have a siege on our hands. So I've built a little extra time in the strat to be able to handle a protracted siege. Let's see. So, other factions that I haven't played. Got him. The ambush failed. It says decisive defeat. So, I cannot beat that with that. The Harbinger gave a €1 super chat. Thank you very much, sir. That tells us... The super chat is working. Thank you very much. So I cannot beat this with what I have. So,
Averting disaster.
so they're probably going to attack our other lord, and we obviously can't beat that either. I was really hoping for that. Was really hoping for that. Now, that should mean that they can't recruit, right? I was really hoping for that ambush to be able to auto-resolve it, because that does happen. So now what we have here is a protracted siege that we're going to have to put up with. And that's okay. We're just going to go ahead and run the Sisters of Twilight down here. Okay.
Battle, a regrettable necessity.
We've now pinned them in there.
Absolutely.
Does it say decisive? It says decisive defeat. We could take them on. We have
Will no order.
no fast ground units, so we can't capture the town square. We're going to go ahead and run this lord down, transfer these units into... Oops.
Lured by song.
Dang it. Transfer these units.
Moving.
And then this one is going to move down here and continue to recruit. And we should be able to... we still can't do it. Oh, one turn off. What turn is it? Is it turn 4? We need to go back and take a look at what's going over here in Athaloran. Let's see. We're going to go ahead and raise another lord here. And we just want something cheap. This is fine.
What do you need?
It'll be apparent what we need that for here in a second. So this should be 5 turns. Okay. We're going to look for an opportunity to get over here. Let's see what kind of diplomacy options we have. We want to not get anything with Paravon. Okay. We're going to leave that alone. And we're going to go ahead and move on to the next turn. Let me survey this one more time here.
Finally a fight.
And if they let us... Yeah, it's not really worth it. Maybe they'll let us.
This is the life. Open them up.
I'm not sure if they will or not.
Reshaper of forests.
We're going to save this cash here because we're going to need it next turn for this.
We fight for the forest.
And maybe they'll come out and fight us. They are going to come out and fight us. This, we can win. Obviously, the most dangerous units that we can see right now are those cab units, because they can interfere with our archer fire. So we need to make sure that we get those first. And this shouldn't be too bad. So we'll go ahead and set up a position right here so that our melee troops can fight in the trees. Set up this position. We want to make sure that we don't get any of our archers killed by those stupid cav. So we need to be somewhat cognizant about what's going on with them. And we're going to use the volleys of Kurnos to give us a helping hand here. And let's see what happens. All right. So they're coming at us. So they're already aggroed. And we can use the... We also need to make sure that the eagle doesn't get hit with any of the armor-piercing missiles. And then... There we go. Oop. Barely missed that. A little bit micro-intensive here to start out with. Hit that one with some volleys of Kurnos. It's kind of derped out a little bit. We'll just let her do her thing. And then these ones are probably going to have to take up a position back here. Oop. I'm not going to have time to manage this board. We're just going to have to move her back. Although it would be really nice to have her here. I'm concerned that I'm going to forget about her.
For Lady Ariel!
We really got to take out that cav so they can't flank our guys.
Deepwood archers!
Where's my eagle?
Glade guard! At pace!
Hand of the forest!
Armed and ready!
I'll read chats afterwards.
Asray riders! With
A little bit of
haste!
concentration required.
Change arms! Swiftly! Cavalry! Ever ready!
Shit.
Yes!
That was a mistake.
Kill them!
That's okay. It's not too bad of a one.
Will die!
They were at least somewhat close. Not an extreme amount of damage.
Protectors of the forest! We stand ready!
Alright.
Deepwood Mage.
Okay. And then we'll take these Deepwood Scouts, move them over there. Try not to get this Eagle or my Hawk Riders killed. Where is... Oh boy, she's taking some beating. Alright. They're not going to come at us that way. How's she doing? These guys take out that.
Nature calls us!
What's this? Oh, crap.
Armed and ready!
Alright, that's doing okay. You can see why it is that we recruited what we recruited. Alt.
The forest cool.
Okay. We don't want to totally close that off
Hunting my foe!
because they still have some melee infantry in play. Those shots might be getting blocked. We need to take out those archers because they're our real threat is the archers. Alright, we'll get some more magic coming in here. Move these on the perimeter. Hopefully be able to take out. And there we go.
Ever ready! With haste! Go!
Yeah, that's not looking good. Where is my magic? I need some heals.
Forest wills it!
We're gonna have to close that off.
Our bows are yours!
Following fate's call.
It is done! Quickly! Ready to fire! Bows of Athelloren!
Sent by Orion!
At speed! As you say!
Sorry, my commentary is not very good right now. I'm kind of scrambling a little bit. All right, here we go. And we'll go ahead and pop this down.
Orders
These guys are doing okay. Where's my other ones? All right.
At speed!
And we'll go ahead and get in there and tie up those frickin' archers, man.
Hunters!
Because all of their melee infantry is committed. We should be able to
Let's hunt!
fly in. They're halfway decent in melee.
The season of war!
Alright, what do we got?
Bell Singer.
We need to move these
Straight
over.
away! Archers ready! Faster!
Let's see.
Lighten the path!
Ever
That's
ready!
going okay. Where's this? Where's this guy? What is it if I get in? Got in with the Lord.
Bows
That was
of
dumb.
Athelloren! For Isha! Ever ready!
With pleasure!
Taking a little bit of a beating. Let's see.
Nature's ire unleashed.
Swiftly!
You can see why it is we recruited that melee infantry, right? We needed that. Oh man, come on.
So,
Come on. Little derp.
Right! Aye! Understood!
We really gotta take out those archers. Alright, she can go ahead and get in there.
Glade guard! Children of
What do we got? What do we got? We're 11? Really? Alright, run that down. Oh, because they're not on... Gosh darn it. Alright, she should be able to... Okay, that's good. This one can run that down. Alright, we just got to wrap this melee infantry up over here. Oop.
We are tireless.
And that's a dangerous unit. We need to get rid of that.
Ready for orders.
Where are my archers? Archers are there. Okay, cool. Go ahead and run after that.
Yes.
Let's see, what do we got? Okay,
Your command.
that is routed.
Armed
Or shattered, excuse me.
attack.
That is shattered. She's low on ammo. She can run that down.
Blade guard.
Get the Glade Guard out of there. Big, nice blob right there. A little bit of that.
Weaving fate.
Oh, just an opportunity there for that.
Dauntless Azrael.
Alright, this one.
Speed. Weapons
Go ahead and
ready.
run that down. Bring our archers back around. Start bombarding that. What do we got here? Shattered. Shattered. Shattered.
Move back. Deepwood archers. We understand. Loose. Withdraw. Now.
Lure them out. Let's see, what do we got here? If we lose that wizard, it's okay. I wasn't really attached to her beast magic anyway.
The dark trees blow. There.
Let's see, what do we got going on here?
Azrael
Alright, she's back.
Mage.
If we're going to use Flock of Doom, then we need to reconstitute a blob here.
Quickly.
This is okay.
Bowman
We
ready.
can use that as bait. Let's see, has she finished with that yet? Nope.
Nestra. Windweaver.
Don't quite have a blob there yet.
Cavalry. Swiftly. Hurry.
This one is out of ammunition. How did it... Man, this is what I get for not paying attention. Alright, this one can chase after that. It won't come back. Or actually, these guys can chase after that.
At once.
Let's concentrate some fire on this, probably break it.
Shoot.
And then these guys can run after it.
Orders.
What we got here? What is this? Is that my...
Armed
We'll sacrifice this unit to save that lord. Alright, that's broken. Go ahead and start attacking this. And these guys can run that. What is that? That's a spear. Alright, I think that's army losses. Yep. Alright, so I hope that this one... that one's not going to rally. Okay, so we did win that. It's not the greatest result in the world, but that's okay. We definitely did get a win, though. We're going to go ahead and take out that lord for some, hopefully some extra points.
Bowman ready.
Although this is a settlement battle. We should get something for killing the lord. I'm still hoping that this... Here, chat, help me out here. Even in my several thousand hours of Warhammer 3, is it possible for a lord to rally after, or a character, I suppose, is it possible for a character to rally after the battle has, quote-unquote, been decided? I have never seen it happen. If you've seen it happen, then I want to know about it, but I'm pretty sure that we can adopt that as a hard, fast rule that nothing rallies after... Alright, we wounded the Lord. End battle. I think that will definitely classify as a Pyrrhic victory. Yeah, we lost half of our army. But you know what? We're going to actually be sitting here for a minute. And we did not lose any units. Even though we won't get any replenishment. The important thing is that we did plenty of damage to them. We also took out that lord, which means that since we're in a siege, they won't be able to use that lord in the subsequent battle when we actually do attack the city. And I think that we're going to have to take the replenishment here.
Accept Ariel's will.
I mean, we're just going to have to. Okay, so somebody says, Christian says that, no, it's over, no rally. Okay, yeah, I was pretty sure that that was the case. I've never seen anybody rally, but, you know, maybe other people had, you know. All right, so let's see what we got here. We got some more Daith Favor.
I weave the living forest.
This one, we're going to go ahead and get some Earthblood up in here.
Reshaper
We're going to get some
forests.
more archers, and we're going to transfer those archers over to the sisters.
Open them up!
We're going to want some obscuring canopy. And this one, we're going to put one there, one there. Okay. We're going to transfer these units into the sisters' army. While I'm thinking about it, we'll go ahead and build this. And Daith's Favor. So, I think there's a couple different choices. Remember that we've got currently,
Mage
where
of the Fey folk.
we've currently got an armor and an enchanted item. So we could get either a weapon or a talisman. And let's see. I have a list here of the ones that I prefer to go for. And depending on which way I want to run the... Let's see. We can either go... It's not the right button. So... There's the Twilight Spear. And that gives us melee attack for our army and missile strength for our army. Definitely an item that would be good, considering that we're going to be building a an archer-based doom stack, or it should anyway. And then the armor. Let's look at our armors. We either have ambush success chance, melee defense for the unit, armor and melee defense for the army. Or wait a minute, no, we're looking at talismans. So we either have Winds of Magic capacity, control, research rate, ambush success chance, or post-battle loot. So this is the way I think about it. We've put these points in, right? And because of that, we've already got our ambush success chance up pretty high. So in my opinion, if you're going for your talisman, you should probably do the exact opposite. You should probably go for this. However, in this one, we're going to need some missile strength.
Master crafted indeed.
They
So
will
go ahead
know what
and
grant
equip
Nestra
the
tools of
Twilight
war.
Spear.
Spellweaver of Athel Lauren.
And then we can go ahead and fight the battle. Now, we could auto-resolve this. And actually... do I want to do that? We could auto-resolve it. And we would lose 2 units that we don't really care about. I assumed going into that somewhat tough battle there that we were going to actually lose 2 of our melee infantry units. The only problem with that is, do I think that we will lose more? Because it's a close victory, and it says low casualties. We are going to be recruiting Dryads because they're better. We're going to go ahead and auto-resolve it.
We fight for the
And you know what? That wasn't actually all that bad. I thought it was going to be worse than that. And we are planning to sit here. So we're going to go ahead and occupy the Hearthland. And we're going to go ahead and build the growth building.
Defenders of the glades.
And then she's going to go ahead and recruit 2 Dryads. And since we're sitting here, we're going to recover a whole bunch anyway.
The Sisters of Twilight.
Now, this lord, the Skaven, we're getting ready to occupy this settlement.
Very well.
They'll occupy it next turn. But we can beat it to them.
Thrive anew.
And now the Skaven will be out of our hair. So you don't have to worry about them coming over here and messing around with you.
Wood elf spellweaver. Lured by song.
Next, we're going to go up here. And this is extra income and armor for elf units.
My song was heard.
And we could raise another lord here and recruit some more units.
The mother
But
goddess guides me.
I don't know that that's the best strategy. We could global, but I think that it's a little bit expensive. This lord, we need to find a way to get this lord over here, because sometime in the next 4 turns, Orion is going to start attacking these Bretonnian forces. Now, the reason we want to be around for that is we want to declare war on the Bretonnian faction after the Oak of Ages has matured to level 2, because that'll give us the quest event for confederation, and this will give us one of those battles. We only need to get 1 battle from a Bretonnian force. It's great if we can get 2 battles, but we only need to get 1. We need to do that without trespassing on Orion, though. So if we can get... We cannot get an agreement with him for that right now. So what we're going to do is... Where did that lord go? Oh, there she is.
The forest has spoken.
We can move her to right here.
Going forth.
And then she should be able to jump over into Barevon next turn. Get some unassigned skill points. This one, we're going to go ahead and get some more Earthblood.
Remain calm.
All right, that should be the end of that turn. Let's see, what should we talk about? What's your favorite Skaven faction? I have opinions on this because I consider myself a Skaven specialist. I'm interested in what you guys have to say about the Skaven factions, because I think I know what the answer is going to be, but I don't agree with it. Okay. First things first, let's check diplomacy. We should... No, we still don't have that Charon car. And we still don't have that. Oh, because they got destroyed. That's why. This turn, we're going to move this lord to here.
So I dance.
This is matured. So we can build this to help out.
I observe.
Can we squeeze a little bit of juice out of somebody? Let's see.
Lord of Bretonia.
We don't want to mess with Paravon.
For the mortuary call.
We could declare war on these guys, but if we don't get declared war on by Torox and we want to surprise them,
Protector of the realm. Lord Valiant.
Those who displease me do not live to tell of it.
we don't want to declare war on them yet. We don't want to declare war on them.
Morathi.
We don't want to declare war on them.
Anad?
Fear my malice.
We could declare war on Skeggy.
My time and temper are short.
We could do that.
Honor be.
Yes.
Do you know who I am?
True King! I am revenge incarnate. Know this and weigh your...
Lord of Bretonia.
Yeah, so I messed up. A turn ago, we discovered Clan Angren, and they've already destroyed the broken, or the, whatever the Greenskin faction was in their area. So that's okay. We'll just have to go with one less unit. That's usually how I get that's usually how I get my money to be able to do that next Glade Guard, or that next Dryad, which
Duty. Adventure.
is okay. It's fine.
I attend.
I am ready.
We'll just leave her there. Leave her there. The Glade Guard are what's important. We need those. So, the chat says, Clan Scryer, favorite Skaven faction, which I assumed was going to be the answer, because nuclear weapons, right? Right. What do we got going on here? Growth 15, recruitment cost minus 25% for Dryads, or casualty replenishment rate minus 10% upkeep for elf units, all armies. We're going to do that one. All right. The reason we were sitting here recruiting is because of this forest encounter. Now, I cannot remember off the top of my head whether or not you can bring reinforcements.
Onward. Together. I share the forest's thoughts.
I glide as air.
So we're going to just transfer them
Listen.
beforehand. And we get there. Are we going to lose any units? Somehow we were able to draw the settlement garrison in. I don't know how that happened. No, we're not going to lose any units. We're going to go ahead and auto-resolve that. We're going to be in our own territory here for a little bit, so we'll be able to replenish. And we'll take the money.
Ariel grants clemency.
So that's why we hung out in that region, is so that we could take that out before it got any more steam. It recruits a few more units and, yeah, rattling guns and stuff like that, right? So we're on turn 7. So I forget what we said last time. We said that we were going to... We have Daith's Favor. So I want to see what do we have? We need the talisman. And I think the talisman that we were going to go for was this one. Yeah.
My thanks, Master Smith.
Okay. So we go ahead and throw the talisman on her.
So impatient.
And now we've got our items to concentrate our Daith's Favor on. So now, once we get this skill up here, and we start raking in the Daith's Favor, we'll be able to upgrade those currently level 1 items to level 2 and level 3. And then we're going to go ahead and get Should we get casualty replenishment? Her army is ultimately going to be very expensive. So we'll just go ahead and leave that as is. And now she is going to move. And this is going to depend very heavily on what happens in the next turn or so. If Torox declares war on us, then we're going to have to come over here and fight him, because otherwise he'll rampage through this territory and destroy all of the stuff that we built. And we don't want... It's okay if we lose these settlements. We just don't want to lose them quite this early. However, if we go up through this way, we're trying to get to the greenskins before they get wiped out, because we want to get some greenskin battles on, again, before or right after the Oak of Ages matures. So what we're going to do is we're going to forced march her up through this territory. And then we're going to take this lord, which should be the lord that we've been... Which one was it? Disciplined. The follow-on lord is going to... Well, actually, no, that's not going to work. This one. 2 more Glade Guard. This one's going to come with. We're going to keep this one, but this one is closer.
Reshaper of forests.
We could probably save some money by doing it. You know what?
Forest shaper.
We need to save some money.
The waker of trees.
Okay. And now we can go ahead and upgrade the Witchwood.
You called?
We should now be able to jump
Your orders
into
are
Paravon.
acceptable.
Can't quite make it. Shucks. It doesn't matter that much. It's not like Orion's going to
Making
declare
my
war on
way.
us. Oh, crap. Well, that sucks. He took out Paravon. Okay, so
Highborn.
if this happens, then your choices for
are dark
getting your
times.
first confederation for taking on Bretonia now falls to Castle Carcassonne. You could also
Lady of the Glade at your service.
look for... You can look for
Can I offer
the...
assistance?
but Grom's probably taken them out by now. And if you go out this way, you run the risk of... If you go out this way, you run the risk of discovering a whole bunch of factions that you don't actually want to fight. So what we're going to do, we kind of got our strat blown up here a little bit. And this can happen. Sometimes it happens. Your ideal situation was to get over here after the Oak of Ages matures and take on that battle. We had to get one battle from somewhere,
Lady of Athel Lauren.
and that was an easy way to do it, but we'll just have to get it from Carcassonne. Although there is a
Lady
chance
of the Glade.
that we might be able... Can we see who owns this? We can't see that yet. So what we're going to do is we're going to walk up here and see if Bastogne is still there. If Bastogne is still there, then we'll let the Empire get us our point. And that'll work. But if not, then we'll have to take on Carcassonne, which is not ideal. You don't want to go to war with the main Bretonian factions. But, you know, we get kind of blown up. So that's just the way it goes.
Azrae Spellweaver.
All right. We should be able to... Let's see here.
Dark are the
Yep, no
Azrae.
diplomacy. All right, back to chat. Clan Scryer. I got it. Unlimited ammo with the rattling guns, nuclear weapons. It's a lot of fun. But in my opinion, I find it to be... It reaches a point where it just gets kind of repetitive. You just end up building a whole bunch of weapons teams armies. And while you are very powerful, I find myself in my Clan Scryer campaigns abandoning the campaign around turn 70-ish, because it just gets so freaking powerful, it's not even fun anymore. And it's just set up the army, let it shoot all the armies as they approach, and I'm like, okay, that was cool. I'm not as big a fan of Clan Scryer as I think the overall community is, because I just think that he gets super powerful. Now, is he fun? Yeah, it's a fun campaign in the early campaign, but once you get past that initial attrition, I don't think it's really that great of a
When do
campaign.
we fight?
Only when necessary.
So, we need to make it up here. And because our strat got blown up, you can go up here and take out the greenskins if these guys haven't. You have to manage Torox. Now, we did not ally with... He has discovered us. He has discovered us, and he is likely to declare war on us. Sometimes, Silostra comes over here and gets in his way. So what we're going to do is we're going to pretend, or excuse me, we're going to hope that that's what happens.
The woods protect. Spellweaver. I glide as air.
All right, now we've met our 20.
Serene Nestra.
Tempestuous Ara.
And this lord is going to come around here and kind of hopefully start recruiting more troops to defend against Torox should he come down in like 5 or 6 turns. If he starts coming down now, then we're going to have to move this. We're going to have to turn this lord around and get her down here so that he doesn't rampage through all of her stuff. Kind of sucks that the way that I used to do this doesn't work anymore. Or didn't. It does work. It didn't work on this particular playthrough. This used to be a super solid strat.
Anything is
All right,
possible.
let's see what's going on
Beginning
here.
my journey.
Dwarves are there. All right, so we can't really do anything with this right now. We're going to have to basically forego this whole region. What you want to do is get that battle and then fight the battles that spawn in here, and that gives you your confederation. We're going to have to basically forget about that for now because we're going to have to wait for another confederation to get us one of our major armies in here, because we literally are not going to globally recruit an army from the Oak of Ages. We're just not going to do it. It's too expensive and takes too long. So it's more efficient to just get one of these armies from a confederation. So we're going to go ahead and disband this lord. That didn't work out. And we're going to hope that Torox doesn't come down and mess up our plans over in this region. So we should probably check the Witchwood. See, we have 1 kindred. We'll get another one in 4 turns. So we can't really do anything with this region right now, except for recruit. I think that what we'll do is we'll just save the money for now. We could have raised, we could raise a tree man here and start recruiting now, but we already have a life caster. While the tree men are really good, they're really only anti-infantry. So let's check our diplomacy.
Armored in faith.
Bastogne is still there. Crap. Well, we could have done that if I had checked the diplomacy, but I didn't.
The woods of
So we'll go ahead and
Upper
get these trade
It shall be
agreements.
done. You called? I will not believe a word you say.
Although,
but speak
if I
it
remember
all
correctly,
means.
I bet you Grom's about to blow up Bastogne anyway. We probably would not have raged in time.
Lord of the Asray, you may speak your honeyed words. Very good.
And this is really where the divergence of the strategy really starts. I guess it starts a little bit early in the new patch. Somebody said that they like Eshin more. I like Eshin a lot. I find Eshin to be okay. So, like I said, unfortunately, we got declared war on by Torox, so we're gonna have to deal with Torox now. So, I'm glad that he did it this turn than the next turn, because then we would have been too far away to turn around and get there. So, greenskins and Bretonia are what we need. So, what we're going to do instead of the strat that I wanted to do, which is basically you go up here and blow up these greenskins. By the time we get back around to those greenskins, they're going to be destroyed by these Tomb Kings, the Exiles of Nehek. So we're not going to be able to get there to do anything about them. Oh, that was the wrong lord. Oops.
With shadow.
It will aid the woods.
Moving with grace.
So we're basically going to intercept Torox. He's going to be coming down this way more than most likely. Sometimes he comes down this way, but more than most likely he's going to be coming down this way. And we'll intercept him and kill him. And then we can go up through his lands and take him out. Hopefully be able to trade that land. Hopefully Silostra doesn't declare war on us by that time. And we can just trade that land out to her. Hold her off for a few turns while we clean everything else up in the region. Still haven't got anything there. We could go ahead and upgrade the Oak of Ages. We might as well, since we won't be recruiting. We basically just have to watch out for Clan Scryer at this point in time, make sure they don't come up through this way. If it looks like if Clan Scryer blows up Brion, then we raise another lord here and hope that we have an opportunity to get that lord over to Castle Carcassonne before it gets blown up by Clan Scryer, declaring war on them right before they launch the attack, being able to join the war and get one of those battle points. But that's probably not going to happen. I have done it before, but it's probably not going to happen. It's fairly rare because I feel like Taliesin is going to end up in a war with them. So we're not going. See, we probably could have gone to Bastogne, but the problem with going to Bastogne is that you end up discovering a whole bunch of factions, and you don't want to discover more factions that can potentially declare war on you. So you want to stay small while you can. We're not going to befriend any of these. So I do, back to what we were talking about Skaven. I do really like Eshin. I find it to be a lot of fun. I think that they're the most powerful of the Skaven factions if you take into account their shadowy dealings. I think that it's really easy for them to gain confederations because they can meet all of the lords. So it's really easy for them to spread across the map. However, they're still not my favorite faction. I would say that my favorite faction is definitely Throt, as somebody mentioned, just because he has the ability to make some wicked powerful armies. Now, here's the thing. We got to be careful about this and how we do this ambush. We can't just put this army out there, because we can't set up a traditional ambush trap with Torox.
Spreading harmony.
And the reason we can't is because if he detects, or if he detects this ambush and makes it through the ambush, he can attack this lord and take out this lord. We want to keep this one. So we have to actually put her in the settlement. And that's okay. She can do some recruiting while she's there.
Together as one.
I am content.
I am bored.
So hopefully Torox won't detect our ambush. He'll come running down through there and get caught up. Got him. Now this says valiant defeat. I don't think it's going to go that way. Somebody said Eshin is really fun, but I just like making some crazy strong mutant rat ogres. And the trick is staying out of Kislev. Yeah, that's when it comes to Throt, you do have to kind of meter how quickly you expand. The strat used to be really easy for Throt. You basically take out the dwarves first, but now that, and the reason you did that is nobody was coming to get you until the Chaos Invasion came in. Well, now the map has substantially expanded in that region, so now it's no longer safe to just eliminate the faction right up against the border of the map. It doesn't really work as a viable strat anymore. You can still do that because they have a really powerful settlement, but it's not as good as it once was. So this battle here, there's a couple different ways you can go about it. I think that because we are somewhat we are outnumbered, we're gonna go ahead and take, oh wait a minute, no, we can do that. It is an ambush battle, but they are probably going to come right at us. And if we can get them to come at us in the trees, that's ideal. So we'll go ahead and put the Dryads here. We'll put the Glade Guard kind of like between them, right like this. We'll put another section of Glade Guard right here, right on the edge of the forest. And then we have our Deepwood Scouts to aggro them, our caster, and of course, where's our eagle? There we go. We need to make sure that the eagles don't get shot down. We're going to fly her right over. And we're trying to discover their archers so that we can hit them with a volley of Kurnos. Like I said, we're going to run right at... Oh, crap. I did a really poor job of doing that. And we can basically just... We're going to go ahead and put these guys on... Wait a minute. They just... Run out those archers. Dryads should be able to hold that down just fine while the archers shred them up. Go ahead and pin this down. Those guys are doing okay. They're making a break for it, so that's fine. And hit that. Oh, man. That was not well executed, Kurt. Let's see. Yeah, really not very well done. Torox is so hard to fight.
War is tragedy.
Our bows are yours, warriors of Ariel.
Sisters of Twilight! Arahan and Nestra!
Dryads having some problems. That's okay. Those are all broken. Those are going down. Where is Torox? Okay.
Swiftly, armed and ready.
Torox has decided to run after
Ready. Aye.
archers, trying to kill them one at a time, and that's okay. We'll accept that. Some of his army will get away, and that is okay. We don't really... We don't have to kill his entire army this time around. We just have to do enough damage to it that when we fight it the next time around, it's compromised. What are these dryads? What were they fighting? Ungor spearmen? Really?
Quickly, with haste. Archers ready.
Awaiting orders.
Crap.
Sisters of Twilight.
It didn't get that cast off.
Glade guard.
Torox is such a pain. She is literally shooting her own units. That's great. We're gonna just have to focus fire Torox down. We're gonna have to,
Eager and ready. Our bows are
yeah, we're just gonna have to accept the friendly fire. Okay, there we went.
Pull back.
And we'll go ahead and we'll put everybody
It is death.
on track. And we'll send her
Nature
after
calls.
Torox.
End them.
Let's see what else we got. We got these guys.
Swiftly.
And run, come on. Run that down. Go ahead and run that down.
Smash them. Glade guard.
These fire while moving.
Kill them.
Don't want to fire on,
Understood.
what is this?
Swiftly.
We'll shoot
With
that.
haste. Straight away.
Run, come on. Run that down. Run that down. Torox, let's see. You guys run that. They're gonna make it out of here. Need some more damage output on Torox. It'd be really nice if we could take him out. Do we have anything that shoots?
Fire.
He's gonna make it out. We'll just run these ones after. Are those Minotaurs? Yeah.
Sisters of Twilight.
He's gonna make it out. What the heck?
They must fall.
Sometimes it's just really derpy. There's nothing you can do about it.
Bowman ready.
So we will run down the rest of these troops as best we can, hoping to eliminate as much of them as we can. Looks like we got almost all of that gone. We'll just put that one as a halt so it doesn't get shot. These ones won't have any problems with friendly fire. I think those Minotaurs are going to get away.
The
We
season
might
of
be able to get...
war.
Yeah, they're going to get away. All right. Not the best performance. That's okay. Let's see. All right. So, since the strat that I wanted to showcase in this video got kind of blown up, which is unfortunate. What I'm going to do is, we've been screaming for a little over 2 hours. We're going to take this to the elimination of Torox. And I guess I'll just have to do the actual video the old-fashioned way and do a recorded step-by-step guide video for the Sisters of Twilight, or Heralds of Ariel, excuse me. I guess the RNG has changed, and I guess I'm going to have to dig into actually what did change and how we can actually get those confederations, because I don't see a timely way to showcase those confederations in this live stream. So I was hoping that around turn 12 we were going to have 2 confederations, but it turns out that that's not likely to happen. And he just ran all the way back up to where he came from, which is great. So If you end up in this situation, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to deal with Torox, since we just had a battle with him. You can't move through this territory. You can't move through it regularly, so you're going to have to use the root system. And actually, did we just catch him in our zone of control? I think we just caught him in the zone of control. So what we're going to do instead, because we are not going to be able to do our strat with going after these greenskins up here to gain the confederation, is we're going to start building up this army to defend this region. And we're going to use the world root system to send this army with these Sisters of Twilight over to Athelloren. So if all the strat plans basically get blown up, this is what you have to result in. There is a much better way to do it, but we got kind of screwed by the RNG on this one. We're going to need those relations because we're going to have to go to war with Carcassonne, which sucks.
Calm. Bring me battle.
The waker of trees.
So she is going to come down here, recruit more dryads. And we're going to be looking for diplomatic options at this point in time
What do you need?
to try to keep the Dark Elves from rolling over us. Because usually you just get really strong, and then the Dark Elves don't want to mess with you. But we are very likely to be declared war on by either the Skaven, the Dark Elves, or both at this point in time, because we don't have those supplemental armies from Athelloren, which really kind of sucks. So, I don't think the Torox will attack us over the end turn. If he does, that would be a mistake, and we will wreck him. He's probably going to go back here and try to recruit. But we'll see what happens. We do have Date's Favor. We are saving the Date's Favor for a level 2 upgrade. Moving on. So, like I said, turn 12, we should be 2 confederations deep at this point in time, but we're not, unfortunately. Silostra did not declare war on us. That is good.
I've got prey to hunt.
They're extorting us, which sucks. See? Oh, man, that sucks. He did attack. Oh, no. Beast Path Interception. I think you guys know what's going to happen there. Oh, yeah.
Battle. A regrettable necessity.
Torox is out of here. We should still be in our underway stance, and because of that, we shouldn't be taking any attrition. We'll go ahead and take that. I suppose you could choose to go to war with Clan Angren at this point in time. You could go to war with them while they're small. And that would give you your dwarves. And when do we need to do our dwarves by? How many turns we got left? So when we get this to 9 turns from now. So this is probably our Bretonnian. Yeah, this is probably our Bretonnians. In 9 turns, we should have something for fighting the dwarves. So you could go with Clan Angren. And attacking beforehand doesn't help us any. Yes, so we stayed in the underway stance, or the world root stance. So we didn't take any attrition over the end turn. And we should be able to come right up here. This is a level 1 settlement. We should be able to auto-resolve this. We can't. Well, that sucks. We cannot afford to take that many casualties. So we're going to have to fight this manually. So, we were talking about Skaven. I really like Eshin. I think that they're the strongest. I also really like Throt. The problem with Throt is, and I haven't confirmed that they fixed this yet or not, but his flesh laboratory is actually bugged currently. So there is a technology, and you guys please help me out if you guys are currently running Throt campaigns. I have not seen it in any patch notes anywhere that it has been fixed. But the Flesh Lab upgrade that allows you to have more... actually, let me go through the lineage of this. In Warhammer 2, there was a visual bug that made the amount of mutagen that you had display red, even if it wasn't degrading. So, if you're not familiar, basically, if it's red, it's degrading. But there's a Flesh Lab upgrade that allows you to up that number from, I think it's 100 to 200. It's been a minute since I played it. And that allows you to store more mutagen without it degrading. The visual bug in Warhammer 2 is now a legit bug in Warhammer 3. So even if you've got that technology, it does not work. Which is, in my opinion, super annoying. Oh, I just screwed up my entire formation. I had the shift key held down on accident. Alright, so what we're doing for this is we're just going to checkerboard our Glade Guard here and let them come at us. And then we're going to put our Dryads up front. These are in my way. I changed my keyboard around and it's not in the place that I'm used to having it. So I'm hitting buttons that I'm not supposed to. So we're actually going to move this whole thing back a little bit. And we're going to put our Deepwood Scouts kind of like halfway. And then these ones here, and we'll leave the eagle with her. And we'll put this hero there. All right. So we'll go ahead and run this up. She needs her multi-shot. We ran the we're running the eagle up in case we have to at the last second use it to blob a unit that's trying to do us dirty. Do they have anything fast? I don't see any dogs. You guys see any dogs? All I see are archers. So we'll go ahead and pound those archers.
Sisters of Twilight!
I don't see any dogs. So we'll go ahead and hit those archers again.
The season of war!
Your orders! Sound the horns! Right! Ready and able.
And then we're just going to kite these guys around. So back to Throt. So Throt is still kind of broken. And I would like to see that fixed. He's not quite as broken as Clan Pestilence is. But I would say that my favorite faction to play for the Skaven currently is actually Clan Moors. I'm having a lot of fun with Clan Moors. He was not very fun to play in Warhammer 2 because Stormvermin were completely unusable in Warhammer 2. Well, now with Warhammer 3's changing around, it's the Stormvermin a lot more viable, and it is a ton of fun to play with more balanced armies as the Skaven, because the armies become much more thematic when you play in Warhammer 3, because it's okay that you have gunned your own units down. The only thing that I really want out of my Skaven besides Thankful. I want Thankful. He needs to come to the game. That's for sure. But I also want a button that I can push that gives things like the rattling guns and the warp fire throwers and things like that, the kind of indiscriminate fire that you get out of the Chaos Dwarf blunderbusses. Okay, if you've used the Chaos Dwarf blunderbuss, you know what I mean. They will just shoot anything that's in front of them. I want that button available so that I can push it in the bottom here. That will basically say, you know what, friendly fire. We're playing as the Skaven. It's okay. That is one of the things that I think is currently missing from Warhammer 3 as far as the Skaven are concerned. The other thing that I think that they need are Storm Fiends. Is that what it is? I think that's what they're called. Yeah, the rat ogres with the rattling gun for an arm. Other than that, I think the Skaven are good. I think you can call them complete with those 3 additions to the game, and I would be a very, very happy camper. And this battle is wrapping up. Should be out of here pretty soon. Although I didn't see those ones back there. Alright, ran that off the battlefield. That's good. These guys are probably getting shot by her. Yep, there's the army losses, and that should be the end of Torox. Alright. But besides my 2 picks for really fun kind of thematic campaigns are either Clan Eshin or Clan Wars. I'd pretty much stay away from Clan Scryer at this point in time. I spent a lot of time playing Clan Scryer in Warhammer 2. I've kind of burned out on that one, but I really, really like Clan Wars, and if I was going to do a Skaven live stream, I would probably pick Clan Wars. So what we're going to do now is, I don't remember if I have enough movement remaining to sack this settlement. So we're just going to capture the settlement, and we're going to hope and pray that Silostra does not declare war on us this turn. Because if she does, then we've got a problem. We're a little bit beat up. We can probably take her, but she will also pin us inside the settlement. We need to start moving down back this way to be able to use the World Root system to get the Sisters of Twilight over to Athaloran. To make that happen, we have to get past Silostra without going to war with her and hand her this settlement. Because if we do that, then she'll give us a non-aggression pact more than most likely. In fact, we can test that right now.
Honor before glory.
We're going up, so she may not. If we try to give her this. Ooh. She doesn't want it. Why doesn't she want it?
Do you know who I am?
Oh, you know what? We haven't built the we haven't built anything there yet. We do need to, even though we're going to try to trade that with her, we need to build something there. Is it? It's not damaged. Can we get that? We can't get that in one turn. Are all these the same price? 900, 900, 900. Okay.
Order is all.
We have some Daith's favor, and what we're going to do is do our campaign movement range. And since it was already equipped, we don't have to do anything with that.
Awaiting bloodshed.
And we're going to go ahead and get Daith's challenge. Keep going on this. We got magical reserves. Okay.
Remain calm.
I share the forest.
She is now going to move in here and start recruiting Glade Guard. We need to have this army up to speed because we're going to get attacked. But we have to get somewhere else because we're basically sitting here just wasting time at this point in time. We now have 2 kindreds, but we're waiting for it to get up. So next turn, we will go ahead and increase our income. And fingers crossed, boys and girls. Do we have any diplomacy? We can't do anything with Carcassonne. We'll go ahead and
Bow before the rightful lords of this
take
land,
the money
and
from
I'll hear
Bastogne.
your fine.
Dark are these times.
Because Bastione's going to get blown up. There's no way that Grom doesn't blow that up. In fact, I'm surprised that he hasn't already.
You have proven
Shit.
yourself an enemy of the forest.
In other words, you're dead.
Damn it. Does she attack us? She doesn't attack us. Man, this live stream has gone just no way that I wanted it to. I think we made it like 3 turns on point. Oh man. Okay. What do we got going on here? Corruption. Do we take the corruption? Do we take the 30 corruption for 3,000? I think we do. All right.
Spellweaver of Athel Lauren.
Oh, she did try to attack us.
Craving prey.
Son of a bitch. I couldn't leave her outside the settlement either, because if I had done that, then we would have taken attrition. So that was not an option. We should be able to handle this army. Shouldn't be that big of a deal. But it's going to leave us a little bit more beat up than I wanted to be. And the problem with being beat up right now is if we continue to take casualties, then we're going to have a whole bunch of enemies pile on us. And that is not what we want, because we can't support the armies to that. We're going to have to play major defense if we end up going down that road. Now, the most important thing here is that we don't get any of our units shot down, which is might be a feat, because they've got a lot of guns. So we're going to go ahead and load the formation like this, and then we'll take our Glade Guard. And this should hopefully keep... I don't think they have... I think all of their stuff is direct fire. So that should help us to a degree. Lord's shot up. We do have some extra stuff here that we can put. So we'll take these guys, put them there, and they can, or here, they can harass. We'll also take these, and stick those there. What is this? Oh. So I think the most dangerous unit to start out with are probably the Sirens.
Archers ready.
They don't have any cav, right? No, they have dogs. Okay, so we have to watch out for the dogs. So what that means is that we need to put our Deepwood Scouts within the firing arc of our main force. And then we're going to take this main force here, And we're going to just bump them up right to the edge of the forest. And then we're going to take our guys here, target one with the sirens, and then we'll hit those guys as well. Yeah, so that was good. What is this? Move the Sisters of Twilight up. Multi-shot.
Warriors of Ariel.
We just want to make sure that those dogs don't run in and hit any of our Deepwood scouts. And we can use the Sisters of Twilight to kind of bomb the sirens there. I don't think that these guys have magic. Yeah, these guys don't have magic attack. Ooh. Yeah, that's what I was worried about. They have a lot of guns. We got to be really careful about that.
For the eternal realm. Bows of Athelloren. At speed.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
For the eternal realms. Loose. Cavalry.
Sisters of Twilight!
Now.
Okay, that did not go as planned.
Blade guard. Yes.
Start lining these guys back up. Did not go the way that I wanted it to.
Our aim is true. Bowman, ready. Children of Athelloren.
We're getting worked over.
Ariel shows the way!
What is this?
Withdraw.
That's the wrong spell. Ooh, crap. Did not have my army far enough back, so... Oh, wait a minute. Do they have... Oh, shoot. That's okay. My army's in the woods. They can't really do anything to me. Oh, crap. It's getting shredded.
Hernos,
So many guns.
our bows are yours.
This is not going well.
War is tragedy! Sisters of Twilight!
Pull back. Our bows are yours. No.
Oh, this is going really, really bad.
Blade guard. Weapons loose.
Hunting my foes!
Pull back.
At speed! Swiftly!
Harmony! Warfare! Lighting the path!
Quickly. Bows of Athelloren.
Yours to command!
Really, really bad. Did we lose one of our Hawk Riders? Man.
Sisters of Twilight! Guardians of Lauren! Guided by the weed!
Bowman ready. Dauntless Azray. Straight away. At once.
Hand of the forest!
Well,
We stand ready!
this is really bad. I think we might have lost this battle.
Sisters of Twilight!
Might have lost this battle.
Quickly!
And if we did, that's really bad.
Moving swiftly!
With haste! At once!
Bows of Athelloren.
Bringing harmony! The forest speaks!
Blade guard. Archers ready.
Oof.
Nature calls us.
For Isha!
Sent by Orion.
Withdraw!
Yep. Totally lost. Not only did we lose, we lost handedly. We got wrecked. So, what I would say about this is that this did not go to plan. So, I guess what we're going to have to do, I suppose, is try this again on a different live stream, because while this campaign is salvageable, it is not going the way we want it to go. And I don't think there's any chance that she's going to let us out of here. Or wait a minute.
Choosing safety.
Did I just get...
When do we fight?
Only when
I just got
necessary.
an escape. Yeah.
So bored.
So impatient.
We get out of here. Look at this.
Fine, I'll go.
Oh, so
Order is all.
she will attack us. If she does attack us,
Serene Nestra.
Tempestuous.
we'll
hour.
detach this hero so we can save the hero. Yeah, this is called being overextended for sure. But that's okay. We are recruiting.
Trees.
And now we can replenish our... Where is... Cannot do that. We'll just go ahead and get more money. We need to upgrade this.
Azray Spellweaver.
Okay, so if she comes down and attacks us over the end turn, we'll retreat. And if she can still reach us and she wipes out our
Battle.
army, then at least we can respawn it, and we'll probably actually be able to leave around the same amount of time. But Silostra is going to come down through here, and let's see, can we sell this to anybody? We don't know a Lithanar yet. Who borders that? I don't think anybody who's... Yeah. Let's see.
I have brokered with storms, bargained with gods.
Nope.
What?
So we're gonna... She'll probably let us go. Because I think that what she's gonna do is probably try to take this settlement. Yeah, she'll probably take that settlement. And so, while this did not go according to plan, it is what it is. So we can't build any of that. We can go ahead and get some heroes. Where is Waystalker? Okay. And then we're going to need... Yeah, we're going to need one kindred for that. So... Okay.
This is all my sister's fault.
She does try to attack us. She's also taking attrition. If we retreat,
Retreat. Agree.
she may not be able to reach us. Cannot reach us. So I guess we're going to take this live stream through the do we escape? Is there an escape? I don't know. We're going to find out. But what do we have here? Upkeep 10%, income from all buildings, income from post-battle loot. Yeah.
Bring me battle!
Elchant Gracia. Fraxina Ultra.
Merge with shadow.
Aita. Fraxina.
I observe.
Forgot to attach the hero. So I think that is going to
Hunted you down long ago.
see what I was saying about getting piled on. So we are not going to be able to leave this territory anytime soon. Because now we've gotten piled on by the
You have proven
and now the
yourself
Skaven
infallible.
too. I'm going to convert this to a VOD, and we're going to call this What Not to Do. How not to play Wood Elves is what we're going to call this. And so we're going to see the conclusion here
I foresee great
of whether or not we're able to defeat Silostra here. And let me think about that. Hag Hall. We're in Vol's Anvil, right? Can she reach Vol's Anvil? Can indeed. Now, the reason I want to know that is this lord is not the that's not the cunning one. Do we still have our cunning one? Yes, we do. Look at that. So now we have now turned Silostra's overzealous pursuit into a trap.
Seek harmony.
Spellweaver of Athel Lauren.
Fatim Lugna Ablis Akai.
Azray Mage.
Do we have a kindred? We have one kindred. We need the Azray Forge. 2,400.
Dark are these
Honor before glory. The lady grants you safe passage in these lands.
Does that get us there? I don't know that gets us there. I don't think that gets us there.
I will.
Shield of Athel Lauren.
It does not. So what we're going to do instead is
Spellweaver.
Night and day.
75%.
Twin defenders of the glade.
This star.
Moment of truth. Did we get her? She's awful close. Wouldn't surprise me if she detects the tree men. Got her. How bad? Oh. Yeah, gonna have to fight that one manually, folks. Hopefully we don't lose this. That would be really sad if we went through all this trouble to do that and then we lost. She's still in pretty good shape. In fact, I think that's a full stack. Yeah. Still got all the guns. Only this time we're not going to... this time, I think we're going to line up next to our reinforcements. And we will accept if part of her army gets away. So if we set up these Glade Guard here, they can hit all these. They can't be fired upon. We can use the volleys of Kurnos there. We can put these guys over here. Get them up there. She can fire from standoff position. We lost our eagle, it looks like. We'll go ahead and set these guys here. This one might be able to do some casting, and I think we're good. All right. Volleys of Kurnos. Right into the guns.
We stand ready!
Take out those bats.
By Kurnos! Draw your weapons!
Oh my gosh.
Hunters! Deepwood archers!
Like I said, we'll accept part of our army getting away. And once we clear out those dogs, we'll go ahead and pursue. Or not.
Awaiting orders!
They're bringing some guns around. And we are in range of the guns.
Sisters of Twilight! As you say.
We will obey! Speed!
Sisters of Twilight!
Oh shit.
Seizing the position!
I just want some of those guns to come down this way.
Glade guard!
She needs to switch to...
Will be restored!
At speed! Defenders of Athel Loren!
Orders understood!
I want some more of these. You know what? I'm just going to go for it. Alright, yeah, we got some guns coming. We just want to soak up a couple of these. If the rest of the army goes, that's okay. We just want some of them to get caught in the region. Okay.
Withdraw!
Did we get rid of these yet? Alright, yeah, they're going down.
Go! Now!
Are they actually retreating? I think that they are actually going to retreat. And that's okay. We'll wipe out all this. And that'll be unacceptable. She won't be able to take us on.
For the eternal realms! Glade guard!
Asray Mage!
Armed and ready!
We've got them set up so that they can't actually use their guns, which is ideal. And are they actually retreating? I think they are actually retreating. And that's cool.
Cavalry!
They can go ahead and actually retreat. We've taken out... I think that's going to be 4 gun... It's either 3 or 4 gun units that we've taken down. And that's pretty good. She won't be able to compete with us now that we've taken out all those guns. But just in case some of them stick around, we will go over there. And we will continue to hammer those units. We're going to take this caster and make sure that she does not get wounded. We might be able to get some pot shots in.
With haste!
Oh, yeah, are they going to degrade? We can hit them.
Riders ready!
We might be able to yes. Excellent. So they lose all of those guns. That's what we were wanting. We didn't have to destroy the entire army. We've just now rendered them completely combat ineffective. She is not going to get replenishment. We are. So we took out their bats, their wolves, their crypt hoarders. Are those crypt hoarders? Yeah. And now they're just down to one gun unit, Silostra, a hero. Yeah. The Morghuls. Forgot their name. I was thinking vampires. Vampire counts. They did keep their scurvy dogs. But the rest of these, all those guns are gone. This is good. We're going to go ahead and take the replenishment because we need it. So even if she runs back up through there, her nearest place for re-recruitment, unless she's going to go for our settlement. And that's okay. She can go ahead and do that.
Do we have to talk to them, Nestra?
Again, we're probably going to have to use her. It's not the ideal thing to do, but, you know, whatever. All right, cool. So we survived that. And it's probably going to take us 2 turns to take out Silostra. We can reach her.
I said no. I think not. Never. No, never.
How am I looking? 16 versus her 13.
Arbonis enchant.
We'll take attrition.
When do we fight?
Only
Not
when necessary.
This star.
What to do, what to do.
Dawn, dusk, stronger.
If we take
together.
her on,
I think not.
I think we can probably win.
I said
Oh, she's got 2 more
no.
units. What did she get? Did she get more guns? You know what?
Christian Athenloren. Vulvorn Strava. Vorka Abis Tua.
Order is all.
There will be blood.
I've always... Huge deer in my yard. Going past my driveway alarm. All right. We've run longer, almost twice as long on this live stream as I wanted to run. So we're going to try and put Silostra to bed, and then I'm going to go to bed. So instead of relying on the forest completely, we're going to create a shooting line here. And we're going to take 2 healthy units and set them there. And then these guys are going to
Warriors of Ariel!
do that. And then
Missiles ready!
Deepwood Scouts. We're going to set
Twilight!
these ones over here. Try to run some spread.
The season of war!
Our healer is going to come in over there. We need him to come in kind of closer. They can't flank it. They can't really flank us there too easily. So we'll go ahead and use this. Right like that. And then these ones will move up. These ones have a checkerboard firing line right there. And then they can suck in there if we need to. Deepwood Scouts there. Our caster needs to be in the woods. Try to not get shot down. We're going to do our best to smack some important units with the volleys of Kurnos when we have an opportunity. We're not going to waste them while they are in the wood line there. And then she is going to also try to do some good damage. Okay, so first things first, we're going to fly them up there. That's good. We need to move up these archers so that they're in a good position. And hopefully they are going to aggro towards the Deepwood Scouts. I don't think... We do have to watch out for the dogs, but we should be... We should be in a decent position there to not have to worry about that too much. Alright. I see some guns in the open. Restrict camera.
Harmony warfare!
More guns. Well, that did freaking terrible. We just need to watch out for the dogs and make sure that we don't get smacked by them unexpectedly. You know, watch our flanks. And we will take these guys on a wild goose chase. They cannot fire while moving. I can.
Our bows are yours! At once! With haste!
So we're just going to kind of sit on the edge of the range here and try to bombard them with the sisters stuff. And then do we have any... Yeah.
As you say.
We're going to use the Manticore. Or no, that's Eagle. Excuse me. Wrong faction. We're going to use the Eagle as a means to take on that Lord, while we try to do some more damage to their guns. Or that's a hero, excuse me.
Archers ready!
So those 2 units that they recruited were guns.
For harmony! For the hunt! Seizing the position! Glorious!
Yours to command.
What is this? Ooh, dog's coming in. I was afraid of that. We really gotta nail those dogs.
Ready for orders! Ever ready! At pace! Right! Hurry!
Nature calls us!
Withdraw!
It is time to withdraw the
We will obey!
Glade Guard. set up that firing line over here. We're just going to spread them
Ready to fire.
so that they don't have a unified position to go to. And I see 2 gun units out in the open. Oh man, summon. 2 gun units out in the open. We're going to go ahead and hit those gun units.
With pleasure. Sent by Orion.
Is our caster. Ah,
The
that was
forest
dumb.
fool.
Okay. Our healer should be here soon. This line of Glade Guard seems to be doing okay. They're targeting Silostra. She needs to stop shooting at our own units. Those are going to go down soon. Alright, healer's here. His guns seem to be going down. We're going to have to pull them out, though.
Quickly. Aye. Loose. Deep one archers. Straight away.
Lighting the path.
Alright, that's good. That's okay.
Guard.
The forest speaks.
Oop. Riders! Ever ready!
Alright, guns going down.
Dauntless Azray.
Let's get those guns. Not sure if I actually...
Azray attack.
There we go.
Shoot. It shall be done.
Alright, I think we're doing okay. Ooh, crap.
Arahan and
Oh, man. I just need to keep my mouth shut.
bringing harmony.
I think we're doing okay. And then I just get blasted, almost get shot out of the air.
Hunting my foes.
Alright. Earthblood.
Ariel expects.
Defenders of Athel Lauren. Ready to fire.
Alright, this one's going to set up over here.
Blade guard.
This one's going to set up over here. We should be fine with that.
Blade guard. Yes. We are tireless.
Scouts.
Armed and ready. A speed. Cavalry. Blade guard.
Attack. They should not be able to hit us. They should be over the... yeah.
Riders ready.
Oh, did I lose my... I lost my caster. That sucks. That's okay. I wasn't particularly attached to her anyway, because Beast Wizard. I'd rather free up that capacity for a better wizard for later.
Blade guard.
So it's not a heartbreak that we lost that caster. And you know, I didn't see her go down, so she could totally have just routed off the battlefield, and I didn't see it. I'm not particularly concerned about it. And there we go. I think we took out Silostra and a bunch of our own units just now. So there we go. All right. All right. We have put Silostra to bed, and hopefully we have enough movement to get to our settlement so that we don't have to take attrition this turn. I don't think that... yeah, we totally lost that caster. I don't think that we... I don't think we're in danger of losing any units through attrition. We could replenish. We'll take the money and just replace them that way.
Twin
We do not have... even if we forced march to there, we do not have enough. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and force march this way.
Ariel's will.
And we're going to call that a stream and just call this one an absolute train wreck. This is not the way that you want your Sisters of Twilight campaign to go. If yours goes this way, then you can stick with it. Actually, I'm going to save this file because this seems like it's going to be a lot of fun campaign, because normally when things just go to plan, then it's not nearly as fun. This is a conundrum. I've never had this happen in a Sisters of Twilight campaign, and I'm going to guess that what has happened is with the 3.1 update, some things have moved around, and now the characters are just acting differently, and that's okay. I like to see the game evolve, but the strat that I wanted to showcase with this video did not happen, so I guess I'm gonna have to do that dedicated video anyway. So sad face. But anyway, we're gonna call this a stream. We were able to put Silostra down. We're gonna play defense against her. I think she's only got, oh no, she's got several, yeah, she's got a full province, but eventually Elithanar is going to come down here and just wipe her out. Like, I don't see them having changed that much in the game that Elithanar gets eliminated. So I'm pretty sure that he's going to come down, and ultimately that ends up what happens is Elithanar comes down and takes out Silostra. Right now we've cleared the field enough that we don't have to worry about her for the time being, so we can continue with the strat, or the auxiliary strat, which is to get the sisters down to this region so we can world roots them over to this region and start gathering those confederations. And if we have to bring her back, we have to bring her back. But we're well on our way to getting back in line. We just missed it by several turns. We're going to go ahead and break this one off. And if you guys want to see this continued, then let's get some subscribers. Let's say, okay, we'll do it this way. If you want to see this video or this series continue, then let's do 3,000 subscribers by this time next week. Okay, so get us up to 3K by this time next week, and we'll continue this live stream. We'll call that a success. Thank you all for watching The Art of Saves Coming, even though this one did not go as to plan. And that's one of the great things about Total War Warhammer is, you know, it's a sandbox. So shit happens.